Oh, whatever am I going to do? My hands are simply too cold, and I must have myself some new Rajang pelt mittens, or else my body will shiver away in this frozen wasteland. Oh, Hunter, do you have a minute? You're the perfect one to go on a mighty quest to save me from—
Hey, Hunter, I've been looking all over for you. You see, I've been having this problem with a Gindrome lately, and it's getting in my way of some shipments, if you know what I mean. I've been trying to get this really cool new set of palico armor to match the one Hunter that everyone keeps talking about. You see, the guild farm keeps asking me to make this Brachidio's body pillow, but I don't even know what the big hunk even looks like. Could you do me a favor and go out there and hunt one so I can get out there and get a sketch all
Hey man, you're that hunter I was looking for. Hey man, have you tried these new parashrooms? Dude, they're freaking amazing. But I totally ran out. Like just now actually. And I was kind of wondering, since you're such a radical dude now, if you'd do me a solid and go find Monster Hunter's on the Nintendo Switch.
Now hold on, it's just a glorified DLC patch to a 3DS port.
But come on, this game's absolutely massive.
It's a celebratory send-off to all the previous games that came before it. Kind of a weird way to celebrate something by ruining what made it fun. Oh, come on! There's so much in this game honoring so much of Monster Hunter's vast history. How could you possibly hate it? Oh, where do I even start? How about the fact that practically everything that was fun about Monster Hunter was made overly complicated and micromanaging in this installment? You're still a hunter slaying local monsters for the various villages from the past games, all the while using your carved monster parts to progressively craft better gear in order to tackle even tougher quests. But unlike all other games, your hunter also has access to a series of potentially game-breaking hunter arts and styles that can overpower your hunter to the point of ludicrousy. I do agree the arts look like they came straight out of an over-the-top anime, and the hunting styles can be pretty game-breaking when exploited. And yes, we're visiting various villages from the past games, but this is just an excuse to bombard you with extra busy work quests and useless tickets. Also, they left out my favorite one, Moga Village. Yeah, I'll admit, rounding up all those quests can be a complete slog. A discouragingly huge chunk of this game is just spent talking to people and chasing the incessant, ever-growing dialogue balloons. I cannot express how annoying and time-consuming it is to round up all of the useless tickets and people who want to talk to you across all of the maps in between quests, some of which will only spawn after you leave and then come back. So pretty much everything outside of actual hunting is boring, overindulged, and micromanagey. Like needing to manually mix ingredients to make dishes for the chef, and organizing your army of negligibly different palicos. But you didn't buy this game for that anyway. That's the problem! Hunts are still loads of fun, and especially chaotic with multiplayer. There's a ludicrous amount of monsters and quests in this game, technically making it the largest Monster Hunter game yet. Problem is, a ton of those monsters are trivially different variations of one another, and the overinflated quest list gets that way due to a bombardment of boring gathering quests and repeat monster hunts. I also felt like having too many large monsters in a game like this destroys any semblance of a difficulty curve. There's not much incentive to grind up each new monster for armor and weapons when they're imperceptibly different from one another. You'll only gradually be improving as the game goes on. There are so many other minor complaints I have with this game that all stack up into a massive list that I just don't have time to cover here for the sake of giving you a concise review. So I'm stuck giving you this short description of the gameplay. This game is the antonym of quality of life changes. Though it is still Monster Hunter on the Switch, I think we all would have preferred a low-end Monster Hunter World port over this though. This game looks absolutely terrible, like low poly PS2 or cheap GameCube era levels of terrible. It's a 3DS port, so give it a break! You gotta give it a pass for that massive monster list. 36 small and 94 large monsters based on how you count some of the variants. Though most of them are returning threats, here's how I feel about all of the new ones. Small monsters! Surprisingly frail for being a freaking dinosaur. Feathered raptors are a pretty neat addition to this Jurassic-themed game. Fluffy alpaca that will never replace my portly muse Poogie. Wait, that's it? Huh, okay, well, moving on. Large monsters! A Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster with a random element thrown in, conflicting with a roster of otherwise generally natural and believable creature design. Bug that somehow supports massive machinery with nothing but woven silk and its own exoskeleton. That sound you just heard was every biologist on the planet simultaneously facepalming. Massive imposing mammoth who's disappointingly easy to slay. Purple dinosaur from your imagination with literally 3 attacks. World fixed this guy in a big way. Bizarre take on the jungle raptor, bouncing and leaping on its own tail. Kinda like him. Awesome design, but has the most irritating ailment ever devised for a game like this. It reverses controls and even worse, makes your cats want to hit you. Bubble Fox, who's a total pushover. His new sudsy ailment is just unnecessary and uninspired. Majestic dragon that literally rides on its own storm. Technically came from Japan's portable third, but this is his first appearance in the West. Boneyard squid demon. Crazy weird, but undeniably cool. Rocket-powered dragon to the point of comical irrationality who is just too amazing to find problems with. So this game also introduced negligibly different and grindy variants of random monsters called Deviant monsters, because palette swapping makes for easy video game development. This is what happens when you watch too much anime. We made one claw a little bigger and called it new, and they freaking bought it! Someone want to tell me why they took my arch nemesis and made him the ultimate threat of this game? This game was just made to torment me, wasn't it? Same old elephant, now with 20% more snow. This one's special. He has 4 attacks instead of 3. We took an irritating monster and found a way to crank up the irritating-o-meter. Probably my most hated monster for being so boring and uninspired, getting a boring and uninspired variant form. Wow. Gotta give them credit for trying to take a stupid mechanic and turning it into a slightly less stupid mechanic. Somehow cuts the air so fast it creates shock waves that can cause bleeding. Are they even trying anymore? Take everything irritating about fighting Silver Rathalos and multiply that by about 1,000. Because double poison wasn't bad enough. By hiding in a Glavenus skull, it now gets one of Glavenus's attacks? Makes about as much sense as hunters getting skills from their armor, so whatever. Some deviants are so lame, I honestly struggle to even notice their differences. Basically, Brute Tigrex, except blue. So from surviving multiple encounters with hunters, it grew crystals on its chin? I can now confirm that they have indeed stopped trying. Fast, irritating monster, made faster and more irritating. Forgot about how bad some of those deviant monsters were for a minute there. Now that's uninspired padding right there. I'm losing track of how many times we've had to use the word uninspired to describe things in this video. And it's not getting any better because now we're moving on to the... You're... saving some researchers over and over for the entire game. What was supposed to be a celebration of Monster Hunter pissed in the face of what little story the others had by finding new depths to sink to. I thought their last entry, 4 Ultimate, had a really interesting story for a Monster Hunter game, and I was actually invested in what was happening for a change. But this, the first game, tells a better story than this uninspired crap. There's that word again. Monster Hunter music is outstanding, and with so many unique monsters, it rakes in a plethora of awesome battle themes from the various past games. Ironically, the only ones that aren't great are the new tracks, like the repetitive Deviant monster theme. They're all disjointingly poor compared to the past music. I hate how you have to listen to that stupid Deviant monster theme during all 10 levels of every single Deviant monster's fight. Oh yeah, we didn't even mention the convoluted nature of Deviant monster quests and materials. There's a tremendous amount of little quirky problems with this game that we're just glossing over for the sake of this review. Once again, just don't go into this game unless you're prepared for a headache. That freaking Deviant theme is a headache in and of itself. This game outwardly sports quantity over quality big time. If you're in it to spend like 600 plus hours in a grindy fantasy hunting game for Switch, then this is absolutely the game for you. Have you played every other Monster Hunter game and just desperately need your fix? This game can be pretty outrageous and fun with a group of friends if you're willing to put its many faults aside just to enjoy the ride. Seriously, just play something else. The positive gamer in me had a conflicting ride with Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, but can put those problems aside just enough to give it a decent 6 out of 10. You've got to be a big fan of Monster Hunter to get past the first 100-hour slog of dialogue and gathering quests, but hunting with friends can definitely make this game hold up with an above-average score, especially with the outrageous challenges the endgame will throw your way. The critical gamer in me struggles to find a word strong enough to express my immense disappointment with Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, giving it a shallow 4 out of 10. Quantity over quality, tediously grindy padding, and excessive micromanagement are all huge turnoffs for me in a game. And these things represent Gen U at its core. These things it added to the past games did nothing but detract from the experience as a whole. To look past these glaring issues and enjoy the game to its fullest, it'll take substantially more patience for tedium and convolution than what I alone can muster. But what do you guys think of Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate? Let us know how your positive and critical sides. Rate it in the comments below. If you just want to tag along for the ride and check out all the cool monsters and quests the game does offer, then you can check out my full playthroughs on my channel of both the 3DS original Generations and the G-Rank expansion Generations Ultimate, shameless plug. We've also compiled a full list of all of our complaints with the gameplay in the original 3DS installment in another video called Everything Wrong with Monster Hunter Generations. So check that one out for more of the nitty-gritty on why this game gritties are nitties. But if you become so nostalgia blind to neglect the glaring faults in a game, then you're just playing with yourself. 1 moment of your time there, Hunter. This episode of Playing With Myself was specifically requested by Squad Fam through Patreon. Did you guys know that you can even do that? Join the discussion on Discord using the new Patreon perks to nominate and vote for future episodes. Patreon members also get first picks, so check out the links in the description for more information. And as always, thank you to our amazing Patreon members, Atomic Thomas, Ben, Sid, Denny, Erica, Kai, Rowan, and Squad Fam. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like the videos and subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!